What's happening, everyone? My name is Phil with PrecisionLED.com, and today we have a 2007 Toyota Yaris we'll be installing LED interior lights on. Now, this installation will be compatible with year models 2006 to 2012, that's the second generation, and this is specifically for the sedan 4-door model. Now, if you have the hatch, most of the video will work for you, except for the trunk light and the license plate light, which is slightly different. But still shouldn't be that big of a deal. When you're online on the website on PrecisionLED.com and you're looking for the kits, make sure you select either the sedan or the hatch version. We do specify to make sure we get you the right parts. Now today we're going to be using a 5730 style premium LED conversion kit, and that's the brighter of our two kit styles. And we're going to be installing on our interior map lights, the dome light, the license plate lights, the trunk light, as well as the backup reverse lights. Let's go ahead and get started. We're looking now at the front overhead map lights, and as you can see, we've already installed LEDs on the driver's side, so we'll show you how to access the passenger side. Now, every single kit comes with 3 interior trim tools. We have a fork-shaped wedge tool, serrated knife tool, and pointed wedge tool. We're going to use the back end of our serrated knife tool. It's got a flat edge. I'm going to go from the center and pry towards the side of the passenger, and that should pop off the lens cover for our passenger light. Now, the easiest way to remove this bulb, and if you have an issue pulling down with your fingers on the bulb, you can always use a piece of tape. It's a pretty effective solution. You take the piece of tape, kind of wrap it around the bulb, and you pull down. And that'll remove the bulb pretty easily. You can then take your new T10 LED. You want to make sure that these metal leads that are on the side are kind of pushed outward, and that way you'll get the best, you'll make sure you make contact. Now these are non-polarity specific, which means you can plug it in one way, they should work. You can also flip it around and plug it the other way, and that should work as well. That's because there's circuitry inside that allows it to work in both orientations. Once you have that in, just test to make sure it works, and you put the cover back on. Now this cover, there's a small indentation or a small tab here that goes in first on this side, and then you are pushing down with some pressure to hear the clicking sound of these two snapping into place. And that should be it. We're looking here at the overhead dome light. As you can see, it's still our halogen bulb. The way they remove this, we're using the fork-shaped wedge tool. You're going to come in from the side here. Now there are 2 indentations, one here and one here, where it locks in place. You're going to go around it, just kind of pry up. There we go. And at this point we can just slide the tool over and around to release. There we go. So actually what happened is this connector, there we go, got loose a little bit. So now this thing right here, the edges of this festoon bulb are pinched, so you have to actually twist this slightly in order for this to release. I'll try to show you what I mean here. You see how the edges here are pinched? So when you insert this bulb or remove it, it has to be vertical. And then what the manufacturer does to lock it in place is they twist it so that it can't come out of this indentation here unless you twist it. So make sure you do that when you remove. The new LED bulb, you'll want to insert from this side first, the stationary side, and then use the push side to leverage it into place. There we go. You want to make sure the board is facing down, turn it on to make sure it works, and you should be good to go. The lens cover, now we removed it from the front side here, close to the switch. We're going to insert the back first, just apply some light pressure, snap those back in. There you go. We're looking now at the license plate lights. We've already gone ahead and done our install here on the passenger side. We're going to show you how it's done here on the driver's side. This connector, you have to turn counterclockwise. In this case, you're going up in this direction to release the bulb. And this one's a bit difficult to remove on your own. So we'll take a piece of tape like we did on the interior, wrap it around, and pull out. And that'll help us get that bulb out. Now, the license plate lights require us to use one of our 5050 SMD LED bulbs, and that's because it's a bit of a compressed space, and this one fits pretty well in it. Because it's a standard bulb, it is polarity specific, which means we do have to test the lights to make sure that they turn on. So we'll go ahead and turn the lights on right now. So our passenger side is on, but our driver's side is not, which means we have to flip this around and reverse the polarity. And actually, let me just adjust my metal leads here. There we go. Now that we have it confirmed on, put it back in the socket and twist it clockwise so it locks in place. And you should be all set. We're looking now at the trunk light here. Now this cage is released with this hook right here. You just pull out, that pops down. It's a bit difficult since it's hot, so we're going to use another piece of tape here. Wrap it around the sides of the bulb. Pull down to release it out. Now this one's a bit of a tight space, so we're going to be using one of our standard LEDs, and that's polarity specific, so we'll just make sure it turns on. There we go. And we're going to be putting this right back in place. Should snap in, and that's all it takes. Now, in order to access our backup reverse lights, you have to remove some of the trim. You're going to use our fork-shaped wedge tool, and that's so you can get through here and pull out these clips holding it in place. Now this one has a center cap that needs to come out first, and then the rest of the clip can come out. Now that you have these two sections removed, you can get through, you can pull back on the liner. Now that we have this exposed, inside here, this hole here is where the backup reverse light is. And you're twisting the assembly counterclockwise to reveal the assembly that holds the bulb in place. Now, what we're replacing it with is a specialized T10 10SMD. It's a 5730 style LED bulb. It's very bright. It's most often used for backup reverse lights. Gonna plug that one in. And all you're doing is putting those some back in the hole, lining up the tabs, twisting clockwise to lock it back in place, and we're going to see if that works. All you have to do is turn to accessory power on the vehicle and put the vehicle in reverse just to see if they turn on. There we go. And all we have to do now is put our liner back on. Now, this portion here has to go underneath the plastic. Just like that. You want to make sure that all the rubber is surrounding the trim. Remember, this piece with the center goes in here first, on top, and the one with just some of this serration here goes here at the bottom. And you're all set. And that's the end of the installation. If you have any questions or concerns, please
please email us at help@precisionled.com, or you can reach us online and submit a support ticket at www.precisionled.com/contact. Please like or subscribe if you enjoyed the video or enjoyed the process for what we do. It really does help us out when we make the next one, knowing that there's people out there watching the videos. Have a good one.